Good evening, world. Time in the mirror. This is my final video today. You guys are my last two videos I made. I went to the store and I bought more beer and smokes, and I got slices myself. You hungry, Ivan? Yeah, I'm hungry. I got Bob's. It's cheap Bob's, right? It's only like $11 for 2 slices, 2 dips, and a drink, right? Hope you guys enjoyed my last show I made about sky sources in my Xanus book. Yeah. Ivan, was Tactia's purpose really to save the thousands from the devils? Yes. As you guys are running that past, it's fate brought us here. I believe we're here to save these people in the South America's grasp. Yeah. That's why it's a masterpiece, man. That's not even my main plot, so that's a subplot. Yeah. So that was Taki's main purpose. Yes, Taki's main purpose was to save the Southerners from the devils, obviously, in the South. That's why he came down to the South. That was his fate. But like initially, that wasn't the reason why he left. He left because he wanted to avenge his father's death. But that wasn't Taki's real purpose, obviously. That's why it worked magic. That's why the gatekeepers weren't concerned about on him. So no, you did it right. Don't hate him, you know. And pizza's so good. Bob's slices have the best pizza, the best slices in ever, guys. Their pizza's not the best. Their pizza's maybe top 3, maybe for me, but their slices are by far the best in them, right? Alright, what about pizza pizza? Nah, pizza is not that good, right? Pizza pizza is the worst pizza number. The pizza's not that good. Those slices are pretty good, but Bob's is by far the superior pizza than pizza, right? Bob's is maybe my third favorite number. Bob's has amazing pizza, obviously. Yeah. Your story's a masterpiece. Yeah, my story's a masterpiece, man. It's a masterpiece. That's why the Southerners were praising Tactics. Yeah, because Tactics saved them from the devils, obviously. That's why they were praising him. And the faces in the sky were staring at Tactics because they don't like Tactics, obviously. Yeah. Who does this man think he is coming to the south and saving these Southerns from our territory, our kingdom? Obviously, they don't like Tactics, obviously. All I'm gonna say is you have the answer. I won't spoil story for you in volume 3. You'll certainly read the book. I won't spoil story for you, right? That's why it's a masterpiece, obviously. Yeah, that's why the Southerns were praising Tactius and our savior. Hell, sir, Prince Tactius. Yeah, Tactius saved the Southerns from the devils in Eretat's kingdom, right? Yeah. That's why Eretat, in that scene you guys read, was pissed off when he arrived to the city. He's like, there's no trace of human flesh and stuff. He was pissed off because Tactius did it. Tactius saved the Southerns from Eretat. But Cassius is the one that let Tactius know about the wolves coming. He had a gut feeling the wolves are coming. But Tactius is the one who made the decision to save the Southerns. Cassius didn't care about the Southerns. All he cared about was getting Tactius and his cousin out of there. And Sirius and Paparia, your friends can come with us, but forget about the Southerns, Tactius. And Tactius is like, no, Cassius, we can't just leave these people here and have the wolves come and slaughter them and enslave them. Yeah. I'm sorry, huh? Sarah, after this majority of you guys, and after this I might watch maybe, I don't know, James Bond. I saw Dawn of the Dead a couple days ago. The original, right? The 1978 original. I did not like. See, Dawn of the Dead, the original, I don't like as much as the remake. I think Zack Snyder's remake was better. Dawn of the Dead 1978 was a little bit on the silly. There was really no plot. It's just them fooling around the mall. It's a foolish plot. Whereas the remake was better, obviously. It's very rare that I like a remake better than the classic. But for Dawn of the Dead, I'd say Zack Snyder's remake was better than the classic, obviously. The original, right? Was all the other remakes like The Thing, Amityville Horror, The Omen, Exorcist, all those movies are better than all the movies now, obviously. It's very rare that you have modern movies better than the classics, but there is quite a bit of them that are better than the classics, obviously. Like Lord of the Rings, Dune, the modern Dune is better than the Dune in the 70s and 80s. I believe they made a movie out of that, right? They knew enough Dune is better than the classics, obviously. There's exceptions, obviously, but in most cases, the classics are better movies, obviously, right? As I mentioned in my previous past videos. You know, Hollywood had made better movies back in the day, right? That pizza was good. Yeah, your book is like, oh, what's a masterpiece, man? So this is a masterpiece. And then, that's a powerful story, man. Tactius saves the Southerners from the devils in the South. Yes, he does. Tactius. He saves the Southerners from the devils, obviously, in the South, obviously. Aratat's army. That's why Aratat was shocked when he found the city empty. Because he's like, how? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's why I believe it's Mass. He's like, yeah, they must have been warned by the two Xanians, obviously. Yeah. But they were not warned by two Xanians. They were warned by Cassius. But the wolves don't know who warned the humans. But they think that they must have been warned by Tacitus and Cassius. That's why they said that scene, obviously. He must have been warned by the two Xanians. Yeah. Masterpiece, man. Everything's like, there's no trace of human flesh in Saphius. Yeah, he finds the city empty. Imagine playing onto the screen. You have a 20,000 army of devils like that. Man, look at that masterpiece, man. Yeah. I mean, that's how Ricci cried. Ricci knows I did it, obviously. Or a masterpiece, man. The more I get paid, get my 6 beers, and I might get McDonald's tomorrow. Maybe McDonald's tomorrow. I'll get some more after I get my check, right? The digital ads are arriving. Yeah, this is the miles we're making today. And tomorrow I'll make maybe, I don't know, 2 videos. And starting Monday, I'm not gonna make a video every day anymore. I'll make a video maybe Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm gonna go back to 2, 3 days. Yeah, I have extra like that, man. I don't get paid for this shit. Audience, yeah. 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 Why even do all the soldiers make it to the heavenly kingdom? No. No. Only some of them make it. Yeah. Not all of them make it to the. All I'm gonna say is a lot of the soldiers die in the caverns. The children, the parents, the elderly, a lot of them die, obviously, in the caverns, obviously, right? In the battle scene. Yeah. The wolves and bats even have no mercy for the children. They even kill children. They don't. Erita doesn't care about the children. He even kills children. Like he wanted to mark the whole line. He doesn't. In that scene, Cassius tells Eli. He said, "Eratat will show no mercy. He will kill you as well as the rest of your people, including your own daughter, sir." That's what Cassius told Eli. Because Cassius witnessed Eratat's evil when he was interrogating him in Barak, obviously. I haven't had Cassius and Tacitonius not escape. Have they been? Would have they been killed? Yeah, they would have been killed, obviously. Why? Well, I don't want to spoil the story. You have to read the book to understand it. But had they not escaped, they would have been killed by Eratat. Eratat threw them in a pit, and you had the crows. I won't spoil the story for you. And then the crows reported back. I don't want to spoil the story for you. Had they stayed there a bit longer, they would have been killed by Eratat. But they escaped from the devil's grasp, obviously. Which is also a part of the fate, too. Obviously, I don't want to spoil the story for you. There's a reason why Cassius and Tacitonius escaped. Because it was their fate to free Tactius from Saphius. Had Cassius and Tacitonius not arrived to Saphius, Tactius never would have been freed. And he could have been put to death, obviously, right? Because imposters and thieves in Saphius can be put to death. Yeah, it's part of the law. I don't want to spoil it. You'll see what I mean when you read the book. I won't spoil it for you. That's why, yeah, Tactius was able to be freed, right? It wasn't mad. My book is sick, honestly. It's a masterpiece, man. Yeah. Biden, is Lithia really the only one who had the faith? Yes. No one in the South believed that this random man, Tactius, is the Prince of Saints. But when Tactius told Lithia, when she visits him, I don't spoil the story for you in the dungeon, that he's the prince, Lithia tells Tactius, "I believe you. I believe what you're saying is true." And then Eli and all of them, and in series of important Tactius, you gotta convince your father, Lithia, which leads to the rest of the chapter. I won't spoil the story for you, obviously. And she's the only one that has the faith. That's why in Volume 3, Tactius tells Lithia, "You have great faith." obviously. He notices her faith, obviously. That's what he gets in Biblical with Xanus, with Tachys and Jesus, right? Tells us that you have great faith, Lithia. Yeah, nobody in Safius believed that this man was a Prince of Xanus. Except for Lithia. Lithia had the faith, obviously. Eli didn't believe. Cornelius didn't believe. Even though Job was pretty convinced, even Job was the only one who was pretty convinced, as you guys read. He's like, Tachys has been nothing too good to me, Eli. You stand here with your conspiring lies trying to hide. Obviously. So Job is a little bit convinced, but even he's not fully convinced, obviously. They don't believe it in Solomons. But they have that fear, yeah, like even though we don't believe this man's a Prince of Xanus, if he is a Prince of Xanus, we can be in big trouble because the Northerns have authority over us, and they find out that we threw their prince in the dungeon, we can be in big trouble. That's why when Cass and Antonius showed up, Eli and them were a bit taken back and they're a bit shocked, obviously. Yeah, these guys really are Northerns and they really are Tachys' cousins, and Tachys is a prince. We're in big trouble. Obviously. We can be in big trouble, obviously. Which leads to the rest of the story. I won't spoil the story, obviously, right? Yeah. Some Sarah? Yeah. That's what you get with Xanus, obviously. That's why I think Mel Gibson's better for the job, man. I think, right? I think he's gonna make the better movie. Like you're gonna get that chosen. I was like, yeah, I have an idea of that Jesus vibe with Tachys Ivan. Yeah, it's kind of like my passion for Christ and Chosen, but it's a fantasy world. Like I have some good ideas for your story, Ivan. Man, looking at a powerful story, Ivan. Yeah, now I'm like, tell me that Randy Waltz, right? I might choose Peter. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I haven't be for the job, obviously. Yeah. So I'm gonna call my room, guys. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, Cassius and Tacitonius escaping Iraq is part of the fate too. Of course it is. Yeah. It's part of the fate, obviously. Yeah. In other words, Cassius and Tacitonius and Tachys leaving the walls, even though that wasn't their main purpose, there was a deeper plot and meaning behind all that. That's why it's a powerful story. They all came down there to pretty much save the Southerns, obviously. Yeah. Yeah. And Cassius and Tacitonius came to the south to vindicate Tactius and Saphius that this man really is the Prince of Xanus. You have to really convince Eli. Eli is a very powerful man in the south, obviously. Eliosaurus, he's very powerful. He has his like guards, his blacksmith, big buff blacksmiths who arrest Tactius and throw him in a dungeon. He's very powerful. That's why Cassius and Suetonius had to come to Saphius to free their cousin, obviously, from southern shackles and chains, obviously, right? I almost feel sorry for you. That's why you can get Jesus symbolism with Tactius. You can get Jesus' disciples with Papyri. Papyri, you have some biblicism with Jesus' disciple. Obviously. Yeah. All the Selvins are kind of symbolism of Jesus' disciples, right? Like Tactius, right? Yeah, and in the book when you read it. Obviously. As they go through, they end up following Tactius to Xanus, and they all go through that horrific journey with Tactius, obviously. In the end of volume 3, they're all crying, and some of them are crying for Tactius in the state that he is in agony. I almost spoil story for you. Why is Tactius in agony? I almost spoil for you guys. You have to read the book to understand it, right? The only thing I'll tell you is that he has a fear of Eretap, but there's more to the story. I don't want to spoil story for you. It's deep, man. It's Jesus biblical level deep, guys. That's why I don't want to spoil story for you. Oh, yeah. Some Sarah. Yeah. It's a deep story, guys. And it's right. Show you more scenes. If I even show us new scenes, no, guys. I don't want to show you any new scenes. I want to spoil stuff for you guys. I'm saying, no, I'm saying, yeah. Because if I keep showing you new scenes, guys, I want to spoil like all of volume 1 and 2 for you guys, right? Yeah. Okay, I can show you one little scene, like one paragraph of a new scene. This is after the scene when Cassius is like, that Manny Laudage is my cousin in prison states when he tries to convince Eli. I can show you maybe one little paragraph scene, that's it. Like a little bit of it. I'm not going to show you all of it. I won't spoil the story for you guys, man. So sorry. These are all over. I don't look at sick. That's why they get some control. They know I wrote a masterpiece, man. So this is a masterpiece, man. Yeah, man. I'm only going to show you a little bit of the scene after that scene, right? When he's like, yes, let's. That man is my cousin. You know what I'm saying? I'm only going to show you a little bit of the scene because I won't spoil the story for you. Is Asking irritating? Oh, yeah, it is. It's content in my book, man. I won't spoil the story for you, right? Oh, I'm saying, yeah. I'm off next Wednesday. I'm off for 2 weeks. But my check for Denny's is enough for 2 weeks, right? I get my 6 beers, maybe 2 40s, the next day after that with a smoke. And the rest of the week, I'm just going to get a pack of smokes. I'm not going to be stupid and blow quite a bit of my savings again, right? I was only stupid this time because I was depressed and I had like social anxiety and psychotic episodes and all that stuff, right? Oh, yeah. Is the scene entertaining? I know, yeah, it is. I'm not showing you all of it, otherwise I'm going to spoil too much for you, right? I don't want to show you guys too much, right? Yo, I mean, it pisses me off when you show a section of your book you want to read more. I know. I don't want to show you everything, otherwise I'm going to spoil the story for you. Okay. I can show you a bit of the scene after that scene. Not all of it, though. I don't want to spoil the story for you. Okay, I'll just show you the scene here. Oh, fuck. Keeps doing that, right? Okay. Okay, I'll only show you this and a bit of the next scene. That's it. I won't show you too much. You read that. You read this, you're going to be hooked again, guys. My book is sick, honestly. Read that. This is when Cassius is trying to convince Eli. Obviously, I won't spoil the story for you. Let me just look carefully because I don't want to spoil too much of the story for you guys. I'm not going to show you the whole scene, guys. I won't spoil the story for you. So I showed you guys enough for it. I'll show you this scene, that's it. You read that, guys. I can show you maybe a little bit more. No, I'm not going to show you more. That's enough. And that's it, guys. Alright, your book is sick, man. I know my book is sick, man. This is right after that scene. Anything you guys read, yeah, this is like right after that. I'm not showing you any more of the scene. I want live, man. It really pisses me off when you do that, man. Like, you want to know more. I'm sorry, guys. I won't spoil story for you guys. Sarah. It's enough, obviously. Don't hate it, yeah. Sarah. Alright, your book is sick, I know. By the death of you, Southern. So you see his face, stand his presence on it. That's how scary that is. Yeah. Notice with that scene when Cassius tells the story, the horror stories about Arizona, obviously the Southerners are all like listening to him because they don't know anything about Arizona. They know he's a double walking himself, but they haven't seen him. And the stories of Arizona are like legends to the Southerners, obviously. And Cassius is like, no, they're not legends. I've seen Arizon's face. He's as real as I see him now. And that's stories, yeah, I was frightened when I saw his face. When you guys read, right, when they escaped. And then Mary's like, how frightening is he really? And then Cassius looks at Mary, your book is sick, I'm saying. He goes, all right, this is what there is, I know, you know what I'm saying? He's like, by the death of yourself, shall you see his face, stand his presence, obviously. By the death of yourself, shall you see his face, stand his presence. That's what Cassius tells them, obviously, and they're all like in fear when they talk about Aratat. They're all the Southerners are listening. They're all, you know what I'm saying, yeah, obviously, and they're scared, obviously. Yeah, man. Previously, all right, man. By the death of you, you know, I said, all right, man. This is part of the reason. This is part of the reason I don't feel real. This is part of the reason I don't feel real. I'm saying, all right, your book is sick. I know my book is sick. I'm saying. By the death of yourself, and I'm like, yeah, previous, all right, man, you're an amazing storyteller, man. Like, this is better than Jared told us Lord of the Rings. I know he's Lord of the Rings. Sarah? Yeah. All right, man, how do you do that, man? Like, every time I read session book, I'm just hooked. I know. I say, this is a masterpiece, man. Yeah. Yeah. All right, does that scene lead to Eli freeing Tactius? Yes, obviously it does. Obviously, Tactius gets freed, as you guys read in the hostile crowd scene. He's like, this man is no imposter. He usurped Prince Tactius, son of royal blood. Yeah. Eli eventually, Cassius eventually convinces Eli that Tactius is really the prince, obviously. But the people in Saphis don't believe it, obviously, and that's why they have to convince him. I can show you that scene again, guys, if you want, right? The hostile crowd. Your book is my book is money, man. Please, I love your book. Like, your book is everything I know. The ace of reading a book with you guys. It's just constant entertainment when you read it. Like that scene that I showed you guys now was RNAI. That's fucking yeah. That's right after that already entertaining scene with Joe by taking our horses taken care of and that Manny Law, this is my cousin, the royal heir of Xanus. That's the scene right after that. It's constant entertainment. My book. It's a masterpiece, man. Yeah, man. That's what the gates want to control it because they know I wear a masterpiece. They know it's money, obviously. Billions for me to each year, right? Yeah. They want me to live in that life. I forgot to go over my book. Yeah, I'll go over my book tomorrow. I was lazy to go over it today, right? I took like 3 days off to go over my book. I've been going over my book for the past like week and a half, 2 weeks straight. I took 3 days off. Well, I'll go tomorrow over my book, right? Yeah. 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 Why did the Salvins, the hostile crowd, call Takis an imposter? Because Eli made it known to them that he was an imposter. He rang the bell. The bell sounded. Whenever you have something called the bell law in Safis, pretty much, right? When the bell rings, that means a thief or an imposter who is being thrown in a dungeon, and the people of Safis know. And they knew Takis thrown in a dungeon. I don't really explain it in the book, but like you have a scene when Takis is getting thrown in a dungeon, and people in Safis are like imposter, thieves, and all that stuff. They know who's thrown in the dungeon. And some of the people recognize Takis. I remember this man. This is a man you locked in the dungeon, Eli. You know, and his two friends, fellow Northerns, deemed the same because they're judging them, obviously. Yeah, I can show you the scene again, guys. The hostile crowds. That's a 16, obviously. That's a big scene in one of my big scenes in my book, right? Your book is like, my book is a master, man. It's constant entertainment. It's like reading a book with you, man. It's money. This is money. Money, man, yeah. Whereby you're just blown away by the story. You're just hooked. Turning the page for hours, man. You know when you watch a show and it's amazing and you binge it? Well, Xanus is like that. You binge the book, man. You binge the whole book in like 8, 9, 10 hours. It's a masterpiece, man, yeah. I'll show you the hostile crowd scene again. That's a 16, I know. Yeah. The hostile crowd scene is a couple pages after the Exodus meet scene, right? It's like a few pages, like maybe 4 or 5 pages after that. That's why it's constant entertainment. What I do, how my story works is you have like a couple pages of very, very big entertaining scenes, and you have scenes that are not as entertaining. They're so entertaining enough to keep you hooked. And you have another big scene, and you might have another big scene again, another big scene again. And you have a not bad scene, but it's still entertaining enough to keep you hooked. And you have another big scene again. Like it's constant entertainment when you read it. Because I know how to keep the story pacing and control your mind and keep you hooked, man. Because I have the gift. The heavenly gift, obviously, right? Yeah, totally. I'm saying, yeah. I'll show that scene again, guys. Archive, Xanus. Okay. This scene is very airy. You guys already read the scene, right? I showed you guys a couple months ago, obviously. Um, it's a long scene, though. Yeah. I'm not going to show you everything, but I mean. Yeah, I'll start from here. I'm supposed to start here, right? Keep reading. A long scene. I'm not going to show you everything, though, but I mean, read again. Read that. Pause and read it. Read that. Read that. Is this scene long? Yeah. The hostile crowd scene's a long scene, obviously. You guys read most of it. I'm not showing you everything, obviously. Oh. Keep reading. Oh, it's long. Oh, yeah, it's long. I think it's like 10 pages, I think. I'm not going to show you the whole thing, though, right? Yeah. Keep reading. I think I'll stop there, right? Yeah, this is a scene when he's like, he is Sir Prince Tacius, son of royal blood, last heir to the Zane throne. Let me just check to. Should I show you more? I'll show you more. Keep reading, and I'll show you a bit more. Oh, your book is sick, I know. This is a masterpiece, man. This is one of my pretty big scenes in volume 2, obviously, right? Keep reading. Just check. Yeah, I'll go to the part when Taki says I am, right? Yeah. Yeah, you can. I'll stop here. This is when Taki says I am. Yeah, and they're shocked, obviously. He's really the prince, the last prince. Yeah. The Son of Tactius the First, yeah. Oh, your book is sick right now. Okay, I don't want to show you too much more. I don't want to spoil stuff for you. I'll show you this scene. This is the funny scene with Tacitus when he's like, "Hello, Southerns." You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you the scene here. And that's it, guys. Yeah, you can read that. Alright, that's funny. I know. These are my two cousins, Tacitus and Cassius. Hello, Southerns. I'm saying. And then Cassius is like, "Psst, Tass, really?" He's like, "What? They call Tack an imposter." This is Cassius, the general of the Xanian army. When Taki says, "Yeah, your book is sick. I don't know. It wasn't masterpiece, man." That's what the gates will control it, obviously. I'm not showing you guys anymore. You also have it like it's that scene is constant entertainment for like 8 pages, 7, 8 pages, man. Yeah, man. That's towards the end of volume 2, right? Access of Sapphis, obviously. I won't spoil stuff for you. Alright, man, your book is sick. I know, my book's a masterpiece, man. This is money. My last smoke, I want to save more smokes for later, right? I have 8 left on one side on my last one. Now, this I have to clean the stairs and the laundry. So while I upload the video gets uploaded, I'll do a little bit of cleaning, right? He's hot. I love it, but I look as sick. I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah, man. When Tacitus said hello, Southerns, was he mocking them? Yeah, he was. He was mocking the Southerns. Hello, Southerns. And then Cassie's like, "Tass, really?" He's like, "What? They call Tack an imposter." And I was saying, "Yeah." I said, "Here's man, your book's a master. This is Lord of the Rings. I know Lord of the Rings." Yeah. "I am. This man is no imposter. He is Sir Prince Tactius, son of royal blood, heir to the Xanian throne." You know what I'm saying? And they're like, "Young man, does Eli speak the truth? Are you really the son of the north, the son of royal blood, the son of Tactius the First?" And then Tactius is like, "I am." They're like, "He's really the prince, the last prince, the son of Tactius the First, the stories?" Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They're shocked, obviously, as Southerns. "Oh, your book is sick. I know, it wasn't masterpiece, man." Masterpiece, man. "By the death of you, Southerns, shall you look at his face, stand in his presence," obviously. That's how scary Ertat is. Because Mary was like, "How frightening is he really, Cassius?" And Cassius looks at Mary like, no joke. He's like, "By the death of you, Southerns, should you stand in his presence, look upon his face." Yeah, looking at Ertat's death is already death, man. That's why he says, "By the death of you, so you stand in his presence, look at his face, gaze upon his face, man." Yeah. Obviously. I'm sorry. Yeah. Because, man, your book is sick, man. It's a masterpiece. I know, Peter. My book's a masterpiece, man. John's like, "Your book is sick, man." I know, John, your book is sick, I'm saying. That's why the gates won't control my brand. Oh, guys. They know I wrote a masterpiece, man. It's the greatest story ever told, man. It's a masterpiece, man. It'll be the greatest movie children ever made. You know. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. And that's the only new scene I'm showing you guys. I showed you guys a little glimpse of the scene. And that's it. I'm not showing you any new scenes. All the scenes I show you are all re-snippets that you guys already read. And I won't spoil stuff for you guys, right? I already spoiled a bit of Volume 1 and 2, but I won't spoil them for a story for you, obviously. Yeah, that's why Xanus is money. Masterpiece, man. Yeah, man. Xanus is money. Yeah, that's why the gates want to show you, man, Ivan. You know, you did it, man. You wrote a masterpiece. Yeah, Ivan. Ivan wrote that masterpiece, man. That has to be more popular than our Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings. And Ivan owns that. And we can't guard the door on that. They're pissed off. Yeah, we do VJ. VJ has the keys, even though the whole world's buying her stuff. Because she saw us, we can now guard the door on our career. We can take the money. We can't take Ivan's money because he owns a brand. He doesn't have to sell to us. So he doesn't sell to us. All those billions are his. We can't touch it, a dime of it. They don't want me making those billions and having that power control. That's why they're crazy, obviously. Really psychopaths, obviously, right? The brand's mine. I wrote it. You're not touching my money. There you go. It's my money, not yours. Only. So, yeah. That's why you get a lot of biblical symbolism with and Jesus with Takis. That hostile crowd scene is pretty much like the scene with Jesus with the crowds, obviously. When they're like, crucify him. Yeah, you gotta think of something like that for that scene. Obviously, except they're not putting Takis to death, but you have a similar example with a hostile crowd. They're like, young man, are you really the son from the son of royal blood, the son of Takis the first? And Takis says, I am. Sounds like I copy. Yeah, I am, like Jesus. When he says I am, they're all like, what? That cannot be true. This man is the prince, the last prince, the son of Takis the first, the stories? Because they've heard stories about Takis the first and all stuff, right? Like, that cannot be. They're shocked, obviously. Yeah, and then Takis is like, no, guys, I really am the prince. And later on that scene, he's like, these are my two cousins, Cassius and Tacitus. And Tacitus, because he's a sarcastic joker, he's like, hello, Southerners, in a mocking way. And then Cassius is like, Tacitus, that's rude, man. He's like, what? They call Tak an imposter? Yeah. All right, that's a good joke. I know. That's funny. I'm saying. I know. Your work is sick. My work is sick. I'm saying, yeah. Yeah. And they're all panicking, knowing that the wolves could perhaps be coming here. All that stuff. And that's why they're like, and he's like, we're going to the north. But then they're like, what about our children, our home, our freedom? How will the northern trio should we go up north? The Southerners worried about their freedom. What if the Northerners enslave us because they don't like us and all that stuff? Yeah, because they know the Northerners don't like them. The Southerners are not welcome in the North. The Northerners don't like them, man. They like the Southerners. Please, I man, your book is sick, man. No, this book on the Rings, no, this book on the Rings. So sad. Almost there, guys. Yeah, man. Yeah. And the scene that you guys read like a month ago, whatever it is, when they're praising Tactius, hail Sir Prince Tactius, hail Sir Prince Tactius, and Tactius is waving his hand and giving him praise. There's a demon face in the sky that's staring at Tactius, obviously. Yeah. What is a demon face? Well, I won't spoil it for you. All I'm going to say is you have something called the Ancestors. I won't spoil it for you. And they don't like Tactius, obviously. They don't like what he's doing, obviously. He's saving the Southerners from their territory. From the Wolves' territory, obviously, right? Yeah. I won't spoil stuff for you. So they praise them. Yeah, they praise them. Because Taki saved them, man. And our savior. You know, Taki has saved us from the wolves, from the devil wolves. And they're praising him, honestly. Because Taki has saved the Selvins from the devil's grasp, the devil wolves in the South Honestly. I almost spoke so for you. But you had the bats in the mountains. I almost spoke so for you, right? That some of them don't know about, obviously. Yeah. When Taki's awakens the backing in pieces, right? In the caverns, I almost spoke so for you. Yeah. Because, alright, man, your book is sick, man. This is better than Gerard Tolkien's Lord of the Rings, though. I know, because Lord of the Rings, it's a masterpiece, man. Amazing story. Yeah, man. It's a masterpiece, my book, man. Yeah. Book's a masterpiece. That's what it gives one Charlie Brown Ivan. No, you did it, man. Yeah. Yeah, we understand why you said when they told you your book's number one, man. That's a fucking masterpiece, man. Everything you show us, we're just blown away by the plot, and the scenes are just so entertaining. We want to know more. I know. Like when my stepbrother told me it's number one, it is number one, guys. It's better than even Gerard Tolkien's Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones and Harry Potter, man. Yeah, man. I'll make you rude. It just is, right? No, I'm saying, yeah. It's more entertaining, more fresh. Whereas those books, you don't get that feeling. They're amazing books, but they're normal compared to my book. My book is special, it's unique. Whereas those books all feel the same. They're normal. They're dry. They're more dry. They're not as interesting. They're a bit boring. Whereas my book, you don't get that feeling. It's constant entertainment and it's fresh. And you're just hooked for hours turning a page and reading the book. It's an amazing book, man. Yeah. Yeah. That's why she cries out. She knows she did it. She got duped. Yo, Ivan, I want a piece of your billions off your book, Ivan. I know, 70 billion off your book. I want a piece of that, Ivan. It's like she cries. She's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, man. Some sour? So the face is staring at Tactius in that scene when the crowd is giving him praise. That's a foreshadowing of what happens in Volume 3. Yes. Yes. You have something called the Answers. I won't spoil so for you. Yeah. That face in the sky that's staring at Tactius, obviously, while the crowd's giving him praise, like Jesus in the Bible, right? Like that's like me giving you a hint that Volume 3 is when everything gets deep and dark. And it gets deep and dark. It's demonic. I won't spoil so for you. Yeah, obviously that's why Xanus is the greatest fan novel written. That's why the Gates of War Took Bad Ivan. But the money's yours. It's not theirs. So there you go. Anyways, as Iron Mara, I'm signing up. Please hope you guys enjoyed this show. Peace out, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this show about my amazing Last Xanus book. Peace out, guys. Hope you guys enjoy my snippets.